welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, we had freezing rain on the 8th concession last night, and I am not a fan of freezing rain. It's so much more dangerous on the roads than snow, and with family members having to drive into work, I'm always a little uneasy until I know everyone's there safely. The temperature's supposed to rise a bit later, which means everything's just going to turn into a big soggy mess. It feels damp outside. It's really just one of those miserable cold winter days where you just want to curl up in a corner with something nice to eat and a warm drink and open a book and dive in. So that's actually my plan. So I thought, well, what am I going to take as a nice treat, a comfort food type of treat? And so I'm going to make today a recipe I've been making for more years than I want to admit to. It's very easy and simple, but yummy, and that is butterscotch rolls. Now, this recipe has no yeast in it, so it is not this long, drawn-out process. I do make a yeast version of a sticky bun, but this one is much quicker. I can have it on my plate in about 20 minutes with very few ingredients. It's an old-fashioned recipe, which you'll notice by the amounts and again the way you have to make it, but it is so worth it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have my oven preheating to 425. Just watch how quickly this comes together. I have a bowl here and I'm putting in 1 3/4 cups flour, half a teaspoon salt, and 3 teaspoons baking powder. 1, 2, 3. Mix this really well together. And now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of shortening. So now I'm going to cut this in with my pastry blender. If you don't have a pastry blender, you can even just use 2 knives sort of held together like this and cut it like that, which is very similar to the blades on a pastry blender. So you can just use that to cut it in, but I'm going to use my pastry blender. There, you want to blend it until the shortening is all mixed in and is about the size of small peas. You can't see any big lumps of it. Now we're going to add 3/4 cup milk plus 2 tablespoons. These are those old-fashioned amounts that I was referring to. So 3/4 plus 2 tablespoons milk. You're going to add it all at once. And then I'm going to just blend it until it's all mixed. It makes a very soft dough. So I moved everything out of the way so that I could flour my work surface. And now I'm going to take my dough and just knead it for a little while in the flour. wet today. And now I'm just going to roll it out in, oh, there's my oven preheated. Roll it out into a 12-inch square, roughly. Want a bit more flour. There, that's good enough. So now I'm just going to spread it with butter or margarine. And sprinkle it with brown sugar. I like to use quite a bit. This is where you can add cinnamon if you want to turn these into a cinnamon roll. But sometimes I just like the old-fashioned butterscotch roll. And then you roll them up. And pinch the edges closed. With a sharp knife, I'm going to cut it into 12 pieces. So start there. My oven is preheated, but before we place the butterscotch rolls in our pan, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of melted butter or margarine in each of the little cups. Making a mess, always. So this was a 1/4 cup butter or margarine melted. That gives you about a teaspoon in each of 12 muffin cups. And then a little more brown sugar in each one. I'd say maybe half a teaspoon. Now we're going to place our butterscotch rolls cut side down. And in the oven they go for about 15 minutes. It's best to take them out immediately so they don't end up sticking. Oh, look at that. And that's it, about 20 or 25 minutes till they're ready to eat. I can't wait to dive in. Hope you've enjoyed and whip up some butterscotch or even cinnamon rolls for yourself. Bye for now.